Hey there, this is Farmer Nate coming to you live from the pea planting section of my garden today. I got a half-pound bag of sugar snap peas for $1.44 from Hammers. So I talked to the lady who owns the greenhouse near Oak Ridge, that Willow Ridge greenhouse, and she said I can go ahead and put peas in the ground right now. So $1.44 for like 100 feet of 3 rows of peas. Not a bad deal. So I'm gonna put some in here. I've got turnips all the way down through here, and turnips over there, looking good. Kale's running like 75 feet down through here, and got some more romaine lettuce and more kale. And this didn't work out too well, didn't germinate too well, so I'm putting in more peas here. And basically, I'm gonna try and put in as many peas as possible. I've got a few peas growing already, but not many. And got plenty of radishes, more radishes growing through here, and lettuce growing in the radishes, but it's not doing too hot because obviously the radishes are shading it too much, taking away all the light. I got spinach growing cold frames here. There are the peas, and a few tomatoes that I'm hoping will make it by the time like a heavy frost comes around. More radishes, big old mustard greens. They probably need to be eaten, but I've been harvesting them. They just keep growing. So I really like mustard greens because they're just so prolific. They just grow into these huge, large leaves. But when you cook them down, they're just like you get a tiny meal out of like 3 pounds of greens. But I got some lettuces here. These are volunteers that came up from the spring. I let that all go to seed, and it came back up, tilled it in, and have some spinach and stuff in between the lettuce heads. So I'll have a few lettuce heads out of there. This spring mix is doing pretty good. It's getting a little big, but I've harvested this, and that went to my customers, and it's growing back. See, this was cut down completely, just like this over here, and it grew back, and now it's ready to harvest again. They say you can get like 3 to 4 harvests out of it sometimes. It gets thinner each time you cut it. And I've got more up here for, might go to a farmer's market tomorrow if they're open. It's ready to be harvested as well. I put it in the cold frames, but it looks like there's no need for cold frame lettuce right now because it's going to be fine for a few more weeks, I'd say. There are cabbage and collard greens growing in here. But these are the cold frames I set up. They have rows of spinach, and then you can probably see the little spinach plants. So I've got 4 rows of spinach in there. I'm just gonna cover it with plastic, or I've got a couple of windows I can put over this stuff. And there's 4 rows of spinach in here. And these are just dressers, obviously, that I couldn't use. I got kale and romaine over here, and bib lettuce growing back here. I'm gonna put in some parsnips over here so my buddy Adam Sloan will stop mentioning parsnips all the time. I can say I got them, they're in the ground. And I've got spinach over here and collard greens. See, I mulched the kale, and it's coming along now that it's getting cooler outside. It actually goes dormant during the summer and like hardly produces anything. But I've got more collard greens coming through here. I wish I would have planted in peas now that I found that huge bag of peas for $1.44. And beet greens here. It looks so delicious. And kale, Siberian kale running all the way down through there. So I've got everything planted up pretty nicely, and I'm ready to put the peas in. It's gonna be a big experiment because I don't think they're gonna produce peas. It'll get cold enough that it won't, but last year was like 72 in January, so maybe she's right. I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. It's $1.44 and a little bit of my time. So I've already tilled it up. So that's all for now. Everything's growing well, and hopefully I've got stuff in my mini greenhouse, herbs growing in there, and it's gonna look pretty good here in a few weeks. We'll see how the weather goes. All right, peace.